For today, you're going to need to know how to graph points. And so I have 3 points on the board. The first one is 0, 5. You start at 0. You go up 5, put a dot. Second one is -3, 5. That means that you're going to go in the left direction because it's negative. Then you're going to go up 5, and that is your B. The next one is 4, -3. That means you're going to go to the right because it's positive. And then because the next number is negative, you're going to go down 3 right here, which is C. The next one is -3, -6. That means we're going to go in the left direction. So we're going to go over to -3, and we're going to go down because it's a negative. So that's D. The next thing we need to talk about is we need to review what we learned a couple of months ago, or about a month ago. What do you remember about constant of proportionality? You need to remember that K is equal to Y over X, and that when it is graphed, the point should be a straight line or form a straight line and go through the origin. So this is an example we did quite some time ago where we were finding K. And remember, this is has a proportionality because it is a straight line and it goes through the origin. So when we're talking about the values of the points here, let's say, for example, this one right here, 1, 3. That means that for every one ice cream cone, that it's going to cost me $3. So remember that, again, these points do have meaning. You need to pay attention to your labeling on your x-axis and the labeling on your y-axis. So on your assignment, you're going to have something similar to this where you're going to give you a table. You need to pay attention to the table. Please remember that this row right here is just extra information. This right here is your X. So total minutes per day is your X value. The next one is going to be your Y. So this is all your X data right here, and this is all of your Y data right here. So notice that the X data is counting by 2s. That's the pattern we see from here. And then our Y data is going from 60 to 72 to 84 to 96. So you need to be able to find out what the pattern is. Now you should be able to tell me what goes on from here to here. To do that, we actually find our K. If you can tell me what K is, you should be able to tell me what the pattern is. So please remember, again, K is equal to Y over X. So I don't care what Y value you take and what X value you take as long as they're together. So let's use this first set right here. So our first Y is 60 and my first X is 10. So if I divide that, I should get 6. If I do the next set, 72 and 12, you should also get 6. So we know that by doing that, our K is equal to 6. So what that means is that my equation established for this relationship here, remember our equation Y equals KX, that if I stick this X right there, or the K right here in for K, my equation is Y equals 6X. That means that I'm going to take my X values and multiply them by 6 in order to get my Y. So for example, I have this 9, 26, and I have a blank here. So in order to find out what this value is right here, this is my X value and this is my Y value. I'm going to take this X value and I'm going to substitute it into this equation so that I get Y equals 6 times 26. So all I have to do is to multiply this out. That is going to be 36. That's 12 plus 3 is 15. So I know my Y value is going to be 156. So I can stick that right there. Okay? Once you know your K, you also know a couple of other things. So since there is a K, what can be said about the points when they are graphed? So when they are graphed, as we mentioned before, that they should form a straight line and that they should go through the origin. So your graph should look something like that, where again, it's a straight line and it's going through the origin. Okay. The next question is, what does the point 0, 0 signify and what does it mean to this situation? So 0, 0 means we have to go back to our table. So if X is 0, that means that there are 0 minutes per day. And if Y is 0, that means that we have 0 minutes per or for the week. So again, pay attention to your X and your Y, and that will tell you how to answer the questions for 0. Okay. Another thing is right here, slope is something that you're going to be asked to talk about on your assignment. We have not talked about slope. And so slope is the steepness of a line written as a ratio. It is also the same thing as a unit rate and K. So on your assignment, when they ask for slope, as long as you have K, you found your slope. So again, K has to be written as a ratio, a fraction. Okay. The last thing we need to go over is this one right here. What happens when you have an R? So your R is, what are you going to do to this value in order to get this? So in this case, we're going to multiply it by 6. So the R in this case is 6 because that is our K. Okay. So if you need to rewatch this, please do so. I need the assignment finished and turned in by tomorrow. Thank you.